Yo, welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Ian, with my co-host Ever. What it do, baby?
Hey, listeners out there, how you guys doing? How you
Good
doing,
man.
man?
It has been like 2 weeks since
I
the
know,
last
right?
episode. The last one was predictions of WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Um, let's do a really quick rundown on that. How'd you enjoy the show?
I liked it a lot. I prefer night one over night two,
Yes.
definitely. It feels like it was a stronger card. Usually it should be the other way around. Number night two should be like, end strong.
No, if I felt like it had the weaker card.
Well, yeah, like what match? The
Actually, they were all good.
yeah, I mean,
There was nothing where I was like, oh, they should have had this one on this night. They
yeah.
were all like every card was great. So it was like,
I think
okay,
it just had to show like which one was a stronger one. Like, okay, they're both good, but like night one had the better matches. Like,
performance,
yeah.
performance.
The only one that I didn't like in the second one was like the Shane. I mean, I love Shane. Was that night one or night two?
Two, night
Yeah,
two.
night Shane like getting injured and then Snoop Dogg.
That
That
was
was weird.
that was just
So way to save the match, save the show, but
yeah.
still.
Yeah, it was, did it really save it? It was okay.
I mean, if it didn't have it in there, I probably would be okay with it. If they had like the Bobby Lashley invitation, I probably would have taken that instead. That
Oh
would make it
yeah.
a stronger. It probably if it had an invitation on Bobby Lashley came out and then he faced like I don't know some
He could have faced the Miz.
or LA Knight
Yeah.
or like open challenge thing instead of doing that Matt, the Shane segment and all that, it probably would have been better with the Bobby Lashley invitation.
Mm.
So you would have LA Knight and Bobby Lashley on one thing.
You know where they could have happened is the Miz could have been like well, instead of calling people out to the ring to face me, like, he could have been like, how about you face me,
Yeah.
and then Snoop Dogg's like, how about I pick somebody and then you pick somebody, since you don't want to wrestle, you pick somebody and we'll get them to wrestle. The Miz could have picked LA Knight, and Snoop Dogg could have picked Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, that would have saved it or
That would have
something.
saved it. But other
And
than
then
that, oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
I think the women's scramble match was like iffy too. It was
Scrum.
good. It was like the Shayna Baszler, Rousey, Raquel, Liv.
Oh,
Like,
the WrestleMania showcase.
yeah, I felt like it was good, but like the way it ended was just like Ronda's went in there. Everybody fought
Yeah,
each other. They went in there, like Kimura, whatever she does, and then boom, over. Like,
yeah,
oh, all right, it's kind of
yeah.
anticlimactic.
That one was like the weakest. That one was. It started off good, but it ended pretty bad. That
Yeah,
was the worst match on the show.
yeah,
The best one was obviously the main event. The ending was kind of sloppy. The Hell in a Cell match was really good, but obviously there was a little incident, had to cut things short.
yeah,
But I do agree, WrestleMania Night One was better, had the great matches, better storylines, great main event. The Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, man, that match should have closed out the show just because of the performance of the match.
yeah,
And we should have known. Well, we talked about it saying like that because it has the weakest story. I feel like it's going to be a great match.
yeah,
But that match was so great that I totally forgot about the Raw Women's Championship.
yeah.
Like that's how great it was. And don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the Raw Women's Championship match. I just totally forgot about it
Yeah,
because
it
I
seems
keep
like
remembering the SmackDown one.
yeah, it seems like every match had its own feel to it.
It
So
did.
like they were all like I said, they were all good, but some of them ended weak, some of them started weak, some of them could have been better, some of them could have been taken out altogether.
Right.
Um, Even the Lesnar one was pretty good.
That one, yeah, it was pretty good. That's what I wanted. I kind of wanted more German suplex and F5s, but I mean, I got what I wanted. Like that's what I expected from Brock Lesnar. I don't understand why people were like, "Oh, that's the worst match on WrestleMania's history." It's like, no, that
Because
was pretty
because
good.
they want him to do a bunch of flips and stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's why I like those fun flips. Come on, those guys are not doing flips.
But all right, now looking into the future, not WrestleMania Backlash. Now it's just Backlash. They're gonna go to Puerto Rico, Bad Bunny, baby.
Yar.
No matches. The day of recording, no matches have been announced. But it seems like we're going to get Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar in a no disqualification match. We are going to get Matt Riddle teaming up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to face the Bloodline, Soul, and the Usos. The other match is going to be Bad Bunny, Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest. And I believe they're doing a number one contender match for the Raw Women's Championship or the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I think Raw.
Okay. Or well, that's gonna be it in that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe that's it at the moment. But this is just like it looks like the direction that they're heading towards. Um Kind
No
of
Roman,
curious.
right?
No Roman. No, we're not gonna see
Yeah.
Roman till SummerSlam.
Wow.
Yeah, he was gonna. The idea was he was going to be part of the Money in the Bank for the UK. There were rumors that it was going to be a six-man tag team match with Roman in the match. There was also a word that he was going to defend the Universal Undisputed Championship against either Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. Who was the other person? Matt Riddle, because you know how he was supposed to face Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank last year, so they're gonna try to do it this year.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, like I said, Roman Reigns, that's off the table. It's not gonna happen no more. That was the an idea. It was I don't want
Yeah.
to say it was the original plan. It was just like, okay, these are the options that we could go towards, or Roman's not there.
Yeah.
So and they're gonna go with Roman's not gonna go.
Well, I think day of this recording this episode, it looks like he's gonna probably show up before SummerSlam because it's going to be announced like the next four pay-per-views. So the next
Yes.
pay-per-view is Backlash. After that, it's they change they postpone or cancel King and Queen of the Ring, and
No,
now
they
tonight
changed. Yeah, they changed it.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it probably moving it to a different like month or something. But they changed it to Night of Champions, which is in Saudi Arabia.
yeah.
Knowing their relation or their the contract they have with Saudi Arabia, Roman's gonna have to go to Saudi Arabia. So we're gonna probably see him before SummerSlam.
Mm.
It's gonna be Night of Champions. How's it gonna be Night of Champions without your undisputed champion, you know?
Maybe that's why they changed it because it's like, oh wait, we need Roman here.
We need Roman, so
Yeah.
he's gonna be at Night of Champions because it wouldn't make sense to have a show called Night of Champions without your undisputed champion.
Right.
So I'm thinking, and then then obviously that's Money in the Bank, and after that it's SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
So I don't know. It's gonna be kind of interesting because at the day of Night of Champions, Roman Reigns is gonna have 1,000 days as champion. And
Yeah.
then the Saudi shows, they always want like a crazy thing to happen, history wise, you know. So I don't know. He might lose it against whoever they choose that day. I
No,
don't know.
let's not say
No,
all that. Let's not say all that.
oh, because I hear also there's a rumor. Because I mean, there's a lot of stuff. We missed so much stuff, right? We could go down the line. But I heard a rumor that Derby's gonna have a draft soon, and
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is gonna be drafted to Raw. So
Mm.
they're gonna vacate the Universal title because Triple H hates the Universal title. He thinks it's like a why we have this belt. I'd rather just go back to one of the classic belts, like the
Right.
World Heavyweight or the whatever, Winged Eagle. So I heard the rumor that Roman Reigns, he's gonna get drafted to Raw. They're gonna drop the Universal Championship. That reign is gonna stay with the WWE Championship because that's the main belt, and they're gonna create a new belt for SmackDown. So that's the way to get him off, get him that belt off him without him losing. So that's the rumor I hear recently. So that's gonna be interesting if the draft happens. I think they say it's gonna happen next month, right? May or June.
No, what I heard about the draft was two things, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
Triple H is gonna announce the draft when the draft is gonna take place in a couple weeks.
Okay.
But then there was rumors where people are saying no, it's gonna happen in a couple weeks, and it's like, well, but most likely they're gonna like and announce it in a well by now it's probably either tomorrow night on Raw or well, yeah,
Because that would
tonight.
make sense if they have the draft and did that. Like say they follow through with that plan, they might change it. They always do. It would make sense for Night of Champions. So then whoever's the new championship, they might bring back the World Heavyweight Championship. They might bring the Winged Eagle Championship. It'll make sense for Roman not to wrestle until SummerSlam
Mm,
if they did the draft before the Night of Champions show. So the main event championship will be the SmackDown Championship, whatever they call it, whatever it
right.
is. So that would make more sense instead of Roman like actually wrestling in Saudi Arabia. They have that belt already. He could like take the break until SummerSlam, and then the whatever the SmackDown Championship is, the World Heavyweight or whatever it is the title that's defended that night. So it makes sense.
Mm.
Otherwise, you're just like, why do we have this show? Wait until like after SummerSlam to have Night of Champions.
So let's say we'll go with your idea
Mhm.
that they're gonna okay, we're gonna vacate the title, start a new title, or just take the title off Roman and continue the Universal Champion, whatever. They're gonna do a tournament. The final two, who are gonna be the final two to face the to crown the new champion then?
Okay. I would say Cody Rhodes. That's the way for to get in the belt. And that's
Really? And you don't
yeah.
want him to take the belt off Roman?
I don't know. It seems like
Because I feel like that's too easy. It's
yeah, that's an easy route.
yeah, that's
Like
it, it'd be cool if let's just say they didn't unify the titles together, right?
yeah.
It'd be cool that okay, Cody Rhodes faced Romans at WrestleMania, right? And then Cody loses. Eventually he wins the Universal Championship, but he's like, this is not the title I want. I want the WWE Championship. And then go on and defend the title all the way to next year's WrestleMania. And then they both unify the titles together. That will I feel like that would be cool. But
Hmm.
Cody Rhodes just winning the Universal Championship or the WWE Championship on a tournament without defeating Roman Reigns, I feel like that's kind of like eh.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but it's not a bad choice. I'm just saying, just because
I
of
mean,
the match,
I'm not saying he's
yeah.
gonna win.
Well,
He's gonna lose.
oh
That's gonna give
damn,
him
damn,
that.
just gonna make it worse
No,
for this guy.
no. Because the thing is, like, it
Okay,
makes it
so
too like
who's the other guy then?
the other guy. I would say, oh, that's a tough one. I would say Montez Ford.
Oh, okay. Well, so wait, so you're gonna give the title to Montez Ford
Yes.
just like that?
No, I
That's
mean, he's gonna break off with. He's gonna get drafted to SmackDown or whatever. He's on Raw. He's gonna get drafted to SmackDown. They're gonna build him up, and then when it comes to the tournament, he's a great wrestler. Like
yeah. I'm not.
if they don't,
Yeah, for sure.
I would say he would be like that Cinderella story kind of guy. Like,
So he's gonna go through everybody in the tournament.
yeah,
Is he beating? You got to make sure he beats all these like former champions. Then
yeah. I mean, he's gonna beat Sheamus. He's gonna beat Rey Mysterio. He's gonna beat. Well, we're talking about Raw and SmackDown because we don't know how the draft is gonna be. So a lot
right.
of these SmackDown guys might be Raw and vice versa. So I'll say he beats Mysterio. He beats Finn Balor. He beats Edge. He beats.
That's a lot.
Um, that's like let's say three of like even those three guys, right? And
Right.
he goes to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes beats like Gunther because they had in the rematch. He beats Lesnar. He beats like just make it hard for both of them. And then I would say like, because they want to. I mean, yeah, I say Montez Ford because like,
You
he's
know
been
damn
working.
well you put Brock Lesnar in that tournament, he's gonna win everything. He may not
No, I
win.
don't.
You
No,
can't have Brock Lesnar lose to Cody Rhodes on the semi or something like that. It's gonna be the final. But no, I mean I like that, but Montez Ford, man.
because we don't. Because
I
I'll say Drew McIntyre, but I don't know. They're saying he might not resign, but then he might wait until his contract is over to resign. So
well
there's
they
no
have
guarantee.
yeah. Well, yeah, no, they still I mean they could still come with an agreement.
Yeah,
The thing is what's gonna make him be like, okay, I'm done, is like if they're not gonna be using him for those next 9 months. Like if he's gonna just be on the sidelines, then he's gonna be like, okay, I'm definitely not gonna resign. You know,
yeah,
give me a reason to stay.
yeah.
And because he wants more money, and I think he wants better creative. because he got lost on the shuffle. I mean, he had some great matches with this teaming up with Sheamus to face Gunther and all that. Um, but he didn't win the title, and they're definitely not gonna take the belt off Gunther. So it's like, okay, so where do I go? Where do I go from here?
Yeah,
I can't face Roman because he's gonna be
he'll squash
gone.
me.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone. And it's like Cody got Drew. I mean, Cody has Brock, and it's like, so he's gonna
Yeah.
get lost in the shuffle. So now are they gonna not use him for the next 9 months? That guy deserves another opportunity at the world champion. He deserves another title run. And also, I don't understand why we haven't got Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar yet. That was
Mm,
supposed to be one of the matches for this year's WrestleMania, but it didn't happen. So now Cody Rhodes, he's getting the John Cena treatment. How John Cena lost to The Rock at WrestleMania 28.
yeah.
Cody Rhodes lost to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. And I called it. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 40. That's where Cody Rhodes is going to win both belts. They're
Yeah.
trying to break the streak. Do you think what is the chances of Roman Reigns holding the title for another 4 years? Do you
No,
think it's a possibility?
no. 4 years is way too long.
Really?
They would have to keep bringing in fresh people because there's no way you're gonna face the same 30 people, whatever, 5, 10 people, your main eventers. Because then eventually, like you said, like with Drew
Well, hold on.
McIntyre, he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
okay, what am I doing here? You know, either like I say, like the draft, either put Roman Reigns on Raw, the reign, the drop the Universal title, keep the WWE Championship, obviously, because that's the main belt.
Right.
And then now that's the belt where he does the 4 years, whatever. And then the other championship you could for everybody else, you know. That's
Well,
because otherwise you're like, what am I doing here? I'm like, if you're like Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes, like I'm gonna be losing to this guy for the next 4 years. He's gonna be undefeated for 4 years. I'm gonna every other pay per view we're gonna alternate between Riddle, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre,
mhm,
Gunther, Sheamus. Like you have like 10 people. He's gonna circulate over 4 years. It's a long time. At least Bruno, the thing with Bruno's reign is different that at the time it was territories. So you could face the champion from the Northeast, the Northwest. Like you had multiple people from each region. There were multiple, it's like multiple companies pretty much.
right.
Now it's just you're in one company with these like 10 main eventers and that's it. You have to bring back John Cena once in a while. You have to bring back Goldberg once in a while, Lesnar once in a while, just
No,
to
I mean
justify that
Roman
4 year reign.
Reigns. Roman Reigns still, he still hasn't had a storyline with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
He could pick up the feud with Edge again. He
Nakamura.
Nakamura, Kofi Kingston, and thank God Big E, his neck is better, but obviously he can't wrestle. But maybe in a year or two, he'll probably be able to. Um, who else? We got Randy Orton, we got Matt Riddle, we got Ricochet. So there's plenty of people where he could face, but yeah, how many of those people is like if we're talking about like hit Roman Reigns facing these guys at big pay-per-view matches, the only guys that will probably would draw is AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Edge. You know,
And Edge might his contract might be done, and he's done.
hmm he's gonna
But
be retired soon, so we gotta enjoy Edge's last run. Hopefully, they can announce it. But he's another guy who deserves another run at the World Championship.
yeah, because I'm like, I mean, yeah, because I mean, let's say you're in your primary career, right? Let's say some wrestler, right?
Hmm.
Let's say Roman doesn't lose until he beats Bruno Sammartino's streak, right? That means that guy he wasted 4 years like just being in the mid card. He could have just easily been champion somewhere else. So it's gonna be like that's why I think probably why they want to split the belts or split the, because then you want to give those guys a reason to stay. Like, because these guys could go to AEW and Impact and become champions.
Right.
Obviously they'll use them for like 3 months, disappear for 6 months, and then they'll come back and win the belt, and then they'll, disappear again. But like, at least they'll win the belt, all belt. It's not as prestigious as the WWE Championship, but like, it's a championship belt, or whatever they call it, title belt, whatever. AEW.
You know what my fear is? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what my fear is that they're gonna retire the WWE Championship and keep the Universal Championship because who's number one right now? Who has the longest reign right now? Roman Reigns. Who has the
Yeah.
second? Brock Lesnar. You know,
So you think
uh,
they'll drop a 50-year belt, 50-year-old plus championship belt for a championship that's been on for like 5 years, like that's prestigiousness,
I
you know?
don't think they should, but I have
No,
a feeling that's what's gonna happen.
or just merge them and then just combine the championship reigns. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because do that until somebody else wins, and then you could just be like, okay, we're gonna stop. I mean, well, actually, no, I like that because it's like, you know what? We're gonna merge both belts. You're gonna have two title reigns with both belts. Because what, especially, like you just said, a 50 years old company, maybe pretty sure longer than that.
Yeah, like
If you have two
60
titles,
plus.
right? What's
Yeah.
gonna happen and what has WWE have done in the past? They brought in new championships, world championship, and then they retire them and then they bring another one. So it's like instead of stopping the legacy of a one title, it's just like, no, just merge the titles, continue the both reigns, and then if it's time to the point where it's like, okay, we have a lot of main eventers now. We have to split the titles now. Okay, split them. That's it, Just merge them into one title. But then when it's time to split, okay, here you go. You're still a three times Universal Championship. You're still a three-time
Oh
WWE
yeah, I mean
Championship.
they
You know
still
what I
do that.
mean?
They still do it with the World Heavyweight title. Like the World Heavyweight title's been retired, and they still consider Rey Mysterio a world champion, even
Yeah,
though he was WWE champion for like 5 minutes. But
right.
like they still recognize his World Heavyweight championship. You know, Undertaker's World Heavyweight championships, like that reign where like
Right.
Randy Orton, they still recognize him, but they're not like, oh, this, you know what I mean? Like it's still there. Like, oh, I'm still a WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but it's
Yeah,
not like,
even
yeah,
when they still consider the world championship as the WCW champion. Like with Bret
yeah.
Hart, they'll say like, "Oh, Bret Hart was a former world champion. Like he hold that title."
So yeah, even if they so like when it comes back to like Roman Reigns, even if they split the belt, let's say I would say they would merge it with they'll merge it with the WWE Championship, drop the Universal title thing, and then just make a separate championship, like I said, like whatever, Smack the whatever championship, the Winged Eagle or the
But you know what I kind of like I never really understood was obviously it was at that time when they brought out the Universal Championship. Why didn't they just say, "Hey, we're bringing back the World Heavyweight Championship, but it's going to be in a new shape of a title?" I understand everybody's going to be pissed off about that
yeah.
because regardless, we were pissed off when we saw the title.
I was like,
Everybody
this is
everybody was
trash.
yeah, everybody said this is trash. Why couldn't they just bring back the world title? They could have just said, okay, we're bringing back the world title, just not the big gold belt. This is
Ooh,
going to be,
no.
but we're going to be mad regardless. But it would have continued the reigns of every championship,
Yeah.
you know?
Because I would say like that belt has so much. It has more history than the WWE Championship belt. I could probably it's probably disputed. Probably would probably dispute. It's been in so many. It's been so much history, so many promotions now. I think it says WWE was like the fourth promotion. It was in Jim Crockett. It was in WCW. WWE, and it was before that it was in the NWA.
Yeah.
So that title, I think the reason why they didn't do that because they didn't want to like spit in the face of like all that history, you know? Because I'm a
Mm,
history major. I mean, I went to college for history. For me, like if you have something like that, you don't want to ruin it by like, oh, let's just change the name of it, and that's gonna look like this crappy red, whatever, blue, whatever they had it. You know, it's kind of like, okay, might as well let it be like this. Don't change the design. Obviously, the design changed, you know, the lettering and all that stuff,
yeah.
and then got a little bit more goldy or less goldy, but like it's just you wanna keep that. I mean, I have the belt here. I have an actual belt.
But
So I'm like,
there is a difference between that belt and the WCW title.
oh yeah, yeah, you could tell the difference, but like it still has that same like look, you know. And if they're gonna bring back the title, keep it as the World Heavyweight Championship, you know,
Mm,
keep it the look it has, obviously updated to the WWE logo, whatever.
right.
But yeah, it's kind of, it's very hard to like really go into that, you know, with the belt history, you know, like do we drop a belt? Do we change belts? I mean, they do that with the other championships, but like it's kind of hard to change it all the time, you know.
Yeah. They I don't know. I feel like regardless of what they decide, I'm just gonna be like, okay, that's it is what it
Yeah.
is. It's at that point. It's like I'm still gonna watch. Um, but going back to Backlash, is there any matches you would like to see? Is there any, or it doesn't have to be Backlash in general, but just what's it called? Do you have predictions for Backlash, or is there any matches that you would like to see at SummerSlam or in the near future?
I mean, it's kind of early to tell. I mean, I know right now the card is like the card is not like yet like finalized,
Right.
so I can't really make a prediction. But I would say that like I think I would see the LWO versus Judgment Day as more of like a six-man like match instead of like a two-on-two. It'd be
Mm.
like Bad Bunny, Rey Mysterio, and Santos Escobar versus Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic. That'd be kind of
Oh
cool.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I
That'd
feel
be
like because I feel like that would be make more sense.
yeah.
Than Bray. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like no, because I feel like you would need who did bet. Oh no, Bad Bunny teamed up with Damian Priest.
So it's kind of like
So,
there already has that
but
storyline, like,
yeah,
oh, we were friends, and then you betrayed me and whatever.
mhm,
He did betray me because he chokeslammed him on the table.
yeah, he did.
So it's like,
Woo, those fingers though. Goddamn, Damian or Bad Bunny. He's like, hey, papi, ¿qué estás haciendo?
hey, go. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of like that match would probably be. I look forward to that one because it's like, or I mean, otherwise, I mean, make it like how they used to do back in the day where they had factions like bigger.
Right.
I would add Humberto and Carrillo to LW because Garza Hector Garza was an original member of the LW, so kind of like, ooh, okay, it's kind of like a lineage. And then Judgment Day was you have to bring somebody else in that doesn't is not doing anything at the moment. Bring
Mm.
in like I don't know who's not working right now, like some guy or two guys that need work, something to do. But I don't know. I mean, that's probably the match I'll be looking forward to. I think once the rest of the card lines up, I'll probably be more like, okay, this match and this match, because you
Do
can
you,
only
do you
have.
think Bad Bunny would be in the main event?
I don't think so.
Because this is gonna be in Saint Juan, Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think would be because even Damian Priest is Puerto Rican, so it's kind of like that'd be kind of cool to have.
Where's Bad
Um,
Bunny from?
I think is he Puerto Rican
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican, or he was born. Yeah, yeah, he's Puerto
or is
Rican.
he like Colombian? I don't remember.
No,
I don't.
he's Puerto.
Only
He's
singers.
he's Puerto Rican.
And then Damian Priest is Puerto Rican too. So I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be hard because I mean, Rhodes versus Lesnar would be cool. Only if it goes pretty long. Um, I don't know. It's
Well,
kind of tough,
Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. I mean, that's most likely going to be the main event. Um,
especially with
it's
no Roman Reigns.
yeah, there is no going to be no Reigns, which is dumb. You would think he'll be there. The bloodlines, like I said, we may see the bloodline versus the Usos versus Kevin Owens. Uh, I don't. It's it's just Oh, what when I did want to we talked about it for a bit. I was really upset that Sami Zayn and Jey Uso faced each other in the main event on SmackDown. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
that's a pay-per-view match. That match could have happened at Backlash. But I was kind of disappointed on that. So I did some more research of other future matches that may take place um from sporters. I hope I said that right.
Mm.
One of the matches that may take place at WrestleMania Backlash. Oh my gosh,
Backlash.
WWE Backlash is Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Don't know how. I didn't even know there was something going on between them. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus the Usos. Bronson Reed versus Bobby Lashley. Ooh,
Ooh.
okay. Um, let's see. Gunther versus LA Knight. Becky and Lita versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, which is weird because didn't Trish Stratus just attack them
Yeah.
or attack Becky?
Well, I think it's implying that she attacked Lita too.
Yes,
Because Lita
but
got attacked backstage. So it's kind of like you don't have to tell us. We kind of know, like, oh, it's probably Trish that attacked Lita, which
well,
is
speaking
crazy.
about that, Trish and I, yeah, and I told you about it. Trish wanted to face Becky, but she wanted to be heel. She didn't want to be a face.
Hmm.
So let's just say Trish did or didn't attack Lita. Let's just say somebody who is joining forces with Trish. Who do you think that could be?
You think it's well? It looks for me. It feels like Damage Control is falling up. They're gonna probably split up. I think they're
Right.
gonna get drafted on different shows. So I would say Bailey.
You would think Bailey. I think Bailey is out of the picture for damage control. I think Trish Stratus is going to be the new leader for damage control.
No, because I would see. Remember having that saying, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend."
So
So
Lita,
no, so Becky. So
Becky,
Trish, yeah. Because remember
yeah.
how like at WrestleMania it was Damage Control versus Lita, Trish, and Becky.
Hmm.
So essentially, um, Trish and Becky were enemies. Or Becky and Becky and Bailey were enemies. So
Hmm.
that means now that Trish is the enemy of Becky, both are enemies of Becky. So now they should join forces. So I'm saying this is what I'm saying, right? So
Damn,
Becky,
bro, what you been smoking? So
it's
you're
it's all
basically
war, man. It's all
you
war.
you basically saying that Bailey is kind of like Trish basically joined forces with Bailey then.
Yes,
Okay. And you
because
think Bailey attacked Lita.
yeah. And
Interesting.
then Io goes on to go for Belair. Dakota goes to SmackDown or NXT.
I heard that
Yeah.
Io Sky is gonna be the number one contender for Raw. And
Mm.
then I found out the next day or two, finding out that there's gonna be a tournament. I was just like, oh, okay.
So I would see. So that's what I was saying. Like Io will stay on Raw. Becky will stay with Trish, but since Trish she's kind of gonna have a short-term contract. Bailey might just stay on Raw or go to SmackDown or probably stay on Raw,
Hmm.
and then Dakota goes to SmackDown or NXT.
Hmm.
Probably SmackDown.
You know what's funny is because Trish staying. That's great. It's great that they bring her because, like, if you're not gonna have Roman, it's great that they're having Trish Stratus there because you do end Lita, and also it gives us that chance of like being able to see old faces and all that stuff. People that we used to watch growing up, and we're still seeing them to this day. It's better than nothing, because there was like a long period where it's like we haven't seen them in so long. They would never wrestle, and now we get to see them wrestle more than we did back then.
Yeah. It was also that time where people like they watch wrestling for years and they would watch SmackDown 2015, 16, like who are these guys?
Yeah,
But now they watch the SmackDown Raw now, they're like, oh hey, look, it's XY Trish, Lita, and Brock
right,
Lesnar from like the Attitude Era and from like the early 2000s, It's kind of like, oh, but if you, some people are like, they will watch SmackDown. And people tell me this, like, they're 2015, like, I don't know who this guy is, who's this guy, who's this lady, who's this guy.
right.
Like they wouldn't know anybody, but then all of a sudden now, like, the last 2, 3 years, they've been seeing people like pop up
Oh,
again.
right. They know more of their current wrestler these days than they did than like the past from 2010 to 2020 because like all they knew was John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, The Rock. They only know the big names, but now everybody knows a little bit of something like, oh, I heard of that person. So, but yeah, no, wrestling has been doing a great job. And you know what's crazy is that we have talked about because obviously it's kind of hard to talk about what's going um on Backlash because no matches have been announced. When is Backlash? Is it next month?
Yeah, well,
It's in May 6th.
May 6th, and then Night Champions May 27th. So there's 2 shows in May.
Oh wow. Is this are they both on a Saturday or Sunday?
May 6th. I think they're both on a
May
Saturday.
May 6th on Saturday. What was the other date? The 27th?
May 27th is a
Yeah,
Saturday too.
Saturday. Yeah, so it's gonna be an afternoon show.
Oh yeah.
So uh
There's a lot of
question.
stuff in wrestling, man.
Yeah. But we're only gonna talk about WWE. But question. If Roman Reigns if they don't find a way of not having Roman Reigns at Night of Champions, Roman Reigns, if he is gonna be part of Night of Champions and he's gonna main event, who do you think he should face? And who do you think he should face and who do you want him to face?
Realistically, the way how the Saudi shows have been going, I would see him facing Brock Lesnar.
He's done with Brock Lesnar.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
He's
But
done.
Saudi Arabia is paying them so much money. If they want Brock Lesnar, they get Brock Lesnar. I'm
Okay.
saying the way it's been going the last Saudi, because I don't know how it's gonna be. I don't know if you watch the news, but Saudi Arabia might be an enemy of the U.S. So eventually the Saudi shows might end because they don't
Hmm.
want a U.S. based company to be like in Saudi Arabia. So we don't know how that goes. We'll see what happens with BRICS and all that. But knowing how it's been going the last few Saudi shows, I would say it's gonna be Brock Lesnar, or they bring back Goldberg, or they like bring in like I don't know who else to bring in. Like Goldberg or Brock Lesnar, because
Logan
that's what they
Paul.
want. Or huh?
Logan
Logan
Paul.
Paul.
Seth freaking
Yeah,
Rollins.
yeah. Sammy, no, because I think
He won't even be there.
no, people would never go to Saudi because they might hurt him, and Ali might not go ever. MVP won't go to
Ali's
Saudi.
gone.
Oh yeah, he's gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, realistically, yeah, I would say Brock Lesnar. Yeah, Drew McIntyre too. That would make sense. But obviously,
I
he'll
feel yeah, I would feel like Drew McIntyre should get one.
least be like, hey, look, we gave you a championship. Please resign. We gave you a championship title opportunity. You didn't win, but you got a championship title opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So realistic. And who would I want? Yeah, I would want Drew McIntyre. So
Okay.
I would see Brock Lesnar, but then I would want Drew McIntyre.
For me, I would say WWE. I would like to see this is a tough one. It's because I already know Cody Rhodes is gonna win the title at WrestleMania 40. So it's like, but part of me wants Seth freaking Rollins to be the guy to take the title off Roman because of their history. Same with Jey Uso. Like my number one would be Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and then Cody Rhodes.
Mm,
Um, so but since Cody Rhodes is a higher chance of winning the title, then I would like to see Roman Reigns to face Seth freaking Rollins.
mm.
Um, but who I think WWE is gonna go with, I feel like there's gonna be two things I feel like they're gonna do. They're gonna do a 6-man tag team match where Roman Reigns titles are gonna be on the line, or they won't be on the line. That's what I feel like they're gonna do. Or he's gonna face either Kevin Owens, Matt Riddle, um, or maybe Randy Orton may come back, or maybe AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Somebody like a big return. So I feel like he's gonna face a rematch, like a guy like Kevin Owens or Matt Riddle, or he's gonna face somebody like a return, like Randy Orton or AJ Styles. That's who I feel like it's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if Ricochet wins like a number one contender and he gets an opportunity. I feel like Ricochet deserves a shot. Same with Braun
Yeah.
Strowman.
Yeah.
I like Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. They're not the best matches, but they're good. It's like okay, it's enjoyable.
It also gives like Roman a chance to like fight somebody different. I mean, he fought Braun before, but
Right.
like it'd be good to like bring more different flavor to it.
And there's nothing wrong with having multiple rematches. It's the fact of we need to see something new. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I think like about WWE because people are like, "Oh, why you like WWE so much?" I like the fact that there's actually storylines to it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why they're facing each other. They're not just gonna announce a match the day before, the week before. Hey, by the way, championship match going on today. This guy's like never been in a, you know what I mean? That's
Right.
my criticism of AEW. I like AEW, but like I don't like the fact that like it like all of a sudden it's like he has a championship match out of nowhere because they had an argument on Twitter, like next week,
But that's what I like about WWE. I mean, wrestling in general is that you get that video package in
Yeah,
case you were in, you couldn't keep up with what's been going on. Here's a video package. That's the one thing. There's some Indian companies that do that, where it's like, or they'll post it on their IG and be like, "This is what the feud is about," to build up the match. I like that because it's like, thank you, because then maybe um, fortunately, I don't like going to indie shows because majority of them are in the city and parking is horrible. So, but the ones that are like in the suburbs, I I like going and then like because they have great matches.
oh yeah,
But the problem is it's like there's been times where it's like obviously they could do whatever they want. I'm just speaking as a fan where it's like you guys, whatever the story was about, didn't the match doesn't make sense. You guys are saying, "Oh, this is personal," blah blah blah, and it's like, if it's personal, why are you doing like a double moonsault off the top rope? Shouldn't you want to like beat them up then? You know,
yeah,
what if it's about I'm the better wrestler and no, I'm better, no, I'm better. Okay, then do all that flippy stuff.
yeah,
So that's the only thing I hate. It's like the story needs to match what's going on in the ring. You know, if you're trying to be the best, then be the best. If it's something personal, fight. Why are
yeah,
you putting him in a headlock? It's that's but like regardless, there is some indies where they tell you this is what's going on. I'm not saying this is every indie match where it's like, oh, the story doesn't go with the match or the match doesn't go with the story. It's not every match. There's some where it's like, okay, there's a purpose to this. There's times where how many times have you seen on IG on from other indie promotions saying, "Oh, these two are gonna have a last man standing match," and you're just like, "Why?" And then you go and follow. That's why. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. But there's some where it's just like, "Oh, just because
yeah,
we're trying to sell tickets," and it's like, no, that's not how you do it. If you have a good story and then you record it and you upload those videos and then make people saying, "Hey, these two are gonna have a last man standing match. Here's a video package of why." It's like, okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to have a reason for it.
yeah,
But hey, it is what it is. All right, it's time for Ever. You ready for this or that?
yeah,
All right, let's go. Let's go. This is gonna be for Backlash, this or that. That's if these matches take place.
yeah.
Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar.
Like who would I have to win?
Yeah. Nah, yeah, win or who are you going with? Who do you like better? Whatever.
I'll say Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Matt Riddle or Solo.
I would say Solo.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, or the Usos.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Ooh. Charlotte Flair or Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley.
Ooh. And Bad Bunny or Dominic Mysterio.
Ooh, Bad Bunny.
There you
Mr.
go.
Puerto Rico, yeah, he's gonna be Bad Bunny. I can see that happening.
Oh, last one. LWO or Judgment Day.
LWO.
Hey.
Man, I was rocking that shirt like for a long time, dude. Even before they came back. I still have the shirt in my.
I think you wore that shirt when we went to go see Bound for Glory.
Yeah, people were like, "Whoa, LWO!" Like, yeah, what's up? And then I went to a SmackDown show one time. They're like, "The LWO, that's like, yeah, that's WCW, man. You don't know about that." All these kids.
LWO Latino World Order. I'm glad they're back,
Yeah,
but
be rocking that shirt more, man. I'm like,
it'd be cool if they had Eddie Guerrero on the back of the shirt.
yeah, that'd be kind of
I
cool.
mean, yeah, because he was the leader of it, right?
He created it because he
Yeah.
was disgruntled with Eric Bischoff. I think it was like a real life heat. He didn't like that because all the Mexican wrestlers only face each other. They never like, oh, let's face like some guy here and there. But
Then
they were
or the
forcing them
crew.
to wrestle each other.
They'll face other cruiserweights, but that was it.
and then the pay and all that. So yeah, he kind of made the LWO like actual like
So that way they could sell merch. And then he
yeah,
wanted to sell merch for Vince to be like, I could sell, you know.
yeah,
So, but no, that was awesome on Eddie
yeah,
Guerrero. And but hey, it's a good thing for the NWO because Eddie Guerrero would never even like thought about that.
yeah.
So it
It's true.
worked out. So R.I.P. to the late great Eddie Guerrero. He deserves those Guerreros, man. They gotta be inducted to the Hall of Fame, man.
Oh yeah. I what if they brought back Chavo for like a one night thing?
I'm not gonna lie. For WrestleMania, I really thought he was gonna show up. I
Ooh,
really thought that. So, but before we go, rumor has it that it's gonna be Rey Mysterio versus Dominic at SummerSlam, and it's gonna be for
ooh.
hair versus mask. I
Oh, that's
like
gonna.
that, but at the same time, I feel like, oh my gosh, that should be like somewhere in like El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Eddie Guerrero's from, right?
Yeah,
El
he's from El
Paso,
Paso. Yeah, yeah,
El
yeah.
Paso, Texas, like somewhere with a huge Hispanic community, like back in California, Texas. You have to have Dominic and Rey Mysterio in a main event in front of like a large Hispanic community.
I
That
mean,
that's gonna blow off the roof. And that match alone means more. Come on, let's be honest. That match is gonna mean more to us than any other match on the card.
yeah,
Mask versus hair, you know, and trying to bring if you could bring like Chavo along or Vicky Guerrero, like you gotta keep like mentioning Eddie Guerrero for this build up,
yeah.
you know, because
Or make
Dominic has the mullet like Eddie Guerrero.
well, I know that's the way Dominic could do it is he could come in as Black Tiger.
Can he?
You know what that is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was Eddie Guerrero's in New was it New Japan or just somewhere in Japan,
It just
right?
I think he just was Black Tiger and
Okay.
well, because he took his mask off purposely. He
Right.
didn't like lose it. He like just took it off in
Mm.
Durango. Actually, he took it off in Durango in the show in Durango. Our family's from Durango, so that's why we're like, people, what's Durango? Like, oh, it's a state in Mexico where our families are from. But like he unmasked himself in a show in Durango. So
Mm.
it's kind of crazy if they fought in Mexico or something like a Mexico City show, like a Raw
Oh
show.
yeah.
And then in Mexico, because Rey Mysterio technically lost his mask, but since he came to WWE, he won it back. So it kind of like voided it. I don't know how that works with Lucha Libre, but like it'd be kind of cool if they did it in a Mexico show. But do you have to do it in Mexico City or like you said,
Yeah,
like put
even if it's on Raw or SmackDown, it's just like it has to close the show, but you got to do it in a like in a Hispanic fan base.
yeah,
Like,
I would say like San Antonio,
well,
maybe. Well, a lot of these states were Mexican, so like San
at
Diego,
least
San
somewhere where
Diego,
San Diego.
San Diego would be crazy because that's where he's from. He's like at home.
Yeah. But I
Oh,
feel yeah, and then somewhere like like I said, El Paso from
so
where Attic, I don't know. But like for that to mean special, to mean it like you have to have I feel like to have it there, you would have to have Eddie, Vicky Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero.
yeah. Well,
Just to
Vicky's free now. She's off AEW now.
I sometimes I forgot she was even there, to be
Exactly.
honest. Oh,
But
shout out to Billy Stark for signing with AEW. That's the rumor. If it's true, congrats. Did not knew she was that young.
yeah,
So yeah, I was like,
hopefully they use her, not like disappear for a year or two.
well, I mean, she made it. So
Yeah, she made
she's
it.
basically
Yeah,
one check from AEW. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be fine.
yeah.
So yeah.
She'll be
And
set for a while.
who needs college now?
Yeah.
So congrats to her. All right, Ever. Let's wrap this show up.
All right, listeners and viewers, this will be it for this episode. I'm Ever, and this is Ian.
Until next time, we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo-doo-doo.